Both Archie and Polly Terrell are Hillsborough natives who grew up in the outskirts of Hillsborough. What most people don't know about Hillsborough is that just 10 minutes down the road from busy Churton Street, you'll find a serene country setting, a place filled with trees and farms. Archie and Polly are both originally from the country and grew up seeing more cows than cars. It was not until Archie met Polly that they decided to move to downtown Hillsborough and trade their quiet lives for a busier one. Polly simply likes to describe herself as a country girl who moved to the big city. Now the Terrells live in the heart of Hillsborough, just off Churton Street, and have enjoyed it here for over 20 years. Although the Terrells have moved out of the country, their country roots are still evident in their lives today. Their country background has taught them about hard work and supplied them with a love for nature as well. One of Polly's hobbies includes gardening, a skill she learned from her own mother. On the farm, she and her siblings would use manual plows to plant seeds and cultivate the dirt. Now, gardening is something that gives her joy, and she works hard to maintain her garden. Not only is their garden filled with beautiful flowers, it contains fruits and vegetables as if they had a crop back on a farm. Just last year, the Terrells grew a record-size head of cabbage, which made paper headlines. Polly pays special attention to every small detail of her garden to make sure it's perfect. She even takes the time to feed the birds who enjoy being in her garden just as much as she does. Although Polly enjoys working outside, most of her day is busily spent doing household chores such as making beds and preparing meals for her family. As a child, grocery stores were not easily accessible, so she would have to collect her own eggs and churn their own butter. Therefore, cooking nowadays seems like no hassle at all. However, whenever Polly does get a free minute in the day, she likes to relax on her porch on a nice day. Polly has had a long life of work. She spent the majority of her working years working in steel mills and then proceeded to work at a bed and breakfast. It can go unsaid that Polly has earned well-deserved rest from the workforce after years of work. Nowadays, she sits on the sidelines as Archie and the rest of the family are the ones left to work for the community. Archie is up at the crack of dawn. He is always ready to work whenever he receives a phone call that there is work to be done. Archie is able to stay close to nature with all of the outdoor work he and his family do all over the community. Even though Archie does great work all throughout the community, he is probably best identified by his truck. If you spot a pickup truck adorned with horns and a personalized license plate driving up and down Churton Street, you know that Archie is busy at work. Over the years, Archie has passed his knowledge to the next generation, his son Snake, who works with him on many of his jobs. However, for some things, it is the son who teaches the father the new tricks of the trade. Archie is a jack of all trades. He and his family can do it all. They work on many small projects such as mowing lawns, cleaning gutters, fixing up cars, and gardening to more elaborate projects such as the one here. Archie and Snake work on creating a new stone patio for their neighbors. Often, for bigger projects, Archie will recruit even more members of his family to work alongside him. The job can be done more efficiently when there are 3 generations of Terrells, Archie with his son Snake and grandson Cortez working busily. Family and faith are 2 very important aspects of the Terrells' life. The majority of their family lives in Hillsborough, which makes it easy for them to stay in close contact. Even with the family members who have passed away, the Terrells are able to remain close with them through their faith. Polly's parents rest with the rest of her family in the graveyard of their church, Mount Zion AME, which is a church Polly has been attending all of her life. A few days a week, the Terrells get a chance to travel back down Old 86 and revisit the place that they grew up at church. The Terrells play a role in the church community as well. Polly is a part of the choir, acts as church secretary, and helps maintain the memorial garden outside. Aside from the various positions that the Terrells hold, church is a great place for them to get in touch with their faith and spend time with family and the greater community. It is in the Tyrrells' nature to give back to their community in any way that they can, whether it's helping their neighbors with yard work, helping out around their church, or even feeding the animals around their garden. They have successfully adjusted to a city life. In doing so, they have integrated their country roots into a more modern lifestyle in a way that Southern hospitality and comfort can still prevail.